print bed, so it's easier for spreading. I will show you later in the process how we can get a smooth surface for both axes in order to print. First, we have a file that we're going to print. It's a towel, it's a wave pattern. But the first thing that we want to do if we're going to print is check all the settings. So again, we go to machine settings. Then we go to full print bed size. As you can see here, these are the dimensions for the bed, and that's correct. The materials, mineral binder, it's the same binder that we used on the previous print, so I always use this setting. 34 millibar and 50 millibar circulation, meniscus pressure, and then marble powder. Right now, this is marble powder. The other powder that we use is fine to use also the preset marble powder. So layer 210 micrometer, V-pad 240. So this is correct. Now we want to go to 3D model, because what we want to do is we want to place it. So what we need to do to place it, we need to rotate it, of course, so 90 degrees. This-ish, and then move it a bit up. And if you see that it's red, it means that the print is going through the bed. So it's not possible to print. You can still slice, but it will just remove this piece of the print. So it's always good to make sure that your print is not in red. So, and as we can see, it is still not straight. Here there's a huge gap. So let's rotate it a bit back. Like this. It's already a bit better. But we see that it's still not touching the ground. So we want to move it a bit down until it's red.
Can we adjust the direction key? Can we adjust using the direction key? No? No?
No.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
No. But there are extra key shortcuts. For example, if you press on G, place it on the ground. So I didn't do it. I did it by hand. I did this. It should work. If I click on G, it should fit precisely on the ground. You can check it. If you go down one step, yes. So if I press G, then it should place it on the ground. So it's good if you want to have easier controls over your 3D model. It is really good to check these shortcuts because it helps you quicker for rotating your print. Is this size big enough for you?
Yeah, small is better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other side. Other side.
Other
Yeah,
side?
yeah. Here, this portion is, as you can see. Yeah, yeah.
It's easier to see. So the reason why I place it now on the right side is, oh, it was mirrored. So
Yeah.
let's place it here. Remember?
No,
It is mirrored, so we have to place it a bit further. The reason why I place it here is because you will see that easier visually where it's jetting here in the front. But also what's quite interesting is the direction to set your print. So right now, the print head inside here goes like this. But as you can see here, this print is quite long. So you can actually print in two directions. You can choose to flip this 90 degrees, or you can choose to print like this. Why would you want to flip it 90 degrees? Because it's printing like this. So then you have here one jetting, here one jetting, here one jetting, and here one jetting. That kind of impact on the strength of your print. Because you have multiple swafts. You have around 4.5 swafts like this. So if you flip it 90 degrees, you have less swafts. So, and it's also jetting in the length. So that is.
There is a nesting strategy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So if we flip it 90 degrees, usually with the swafts. So
Okay.
that is better for the print. So otherwise you have not weaknesses here, but in general it is better to follow the print. So what we're going to do is we're going to rotate it 90 degrees. Just one bit.
Rotate.
Rotate it from. This is the G. Needs one piece out. This. You still see that it's that's object. Okay. So right now, yeah, it's here. Now this is fine. We can also choose to manually rotate it by putting the degrees in here. So, for example, the 5. You see that it's rotating like this. Flip it back. You can also go in minus and it goes the other way. Now it's back. Same for Z. Let's make it a bit more straight. Straight now. It's touching. Now it's touching. So now we set our file or STL file in the sheet. It's good enough. So all we want to do now is we want to go to job preparation. If we think it's finished, we go here. And we can always check the parameters first. So like I said before, lay height 210, feet height 240. We can check this for materials, G settings. 210, 240 for marble powder, and this is marble powder. So that's correct. So now we know for sure that the parameters are set correct. If you are working on a project, it's always good to give it a name. So for example, panels, and 1.0. Why? I'm going to show you after it's finished. Now we can prepare it and it's going to start. These are the layers I'm talking about. So what we see here is 138 layers of 210 micrometers. So if we do the calculation, then we can actually see the height of the object. So now it's finished. You can click on prepare. Oh, sorry. Double now. It should be finished. So if we go to projects, you see here panels 1.0. How you get here is if you click on concrete, your 3D powerhouse, and then projects, you see that panels 1.0 is here. So if you need to do print again in the future, you can just already click on 1.0 and then print. Before we do that, we do need to check the settings here. So we already turned on the machine and we already homed all the axes. So home, it's a calibration. So when you turn on the machine, you need to calibrate all the positions. So you'll see that ready is red, now it's green, and then you click home everything and it will get green again. So now we come to the machine part. This is the preparation before starting the print. So we already did the slicing, we already have the project, but now we need to make sure that the print will actually work. We can do that by a few things. The first thing that we want to do, what I always do, is I prepare the bed first. As we can see here, we see the powder has been loaded. And what I do is I lift Z1. extra powder that will be used is going to be collected in here. That powder you can still reuse, so make sure if you switch powders to clean it and just put it back in the bag, otherwise it's a waste because it's still good powder. And as you can see here, that one is not too high. There is still, it's not too much sticking out. And do that because you see that some corners are a bit lower. So if we are going to click on number of layers, one time spread, you actually see that it's going to do the spreading process without printing. So here you can see that the surface is not homogeneous. What I always do now is I click on go to. Go to means go to service station. That is this part, where you also do the purging. Click on go to. Goes to the service station. Now we can do multiple options. We can choose to open and add extra powder, rear mask, or we can choose to do it a bit different. We can also wait a bit because it has throw sensors. We can choose to do it like this. So we raise again, set axis 1, and then we repeat the process. So we're gonna spread again. The reason why I don't like this step is because you are spreading extra powder over to the bin, because as you can see the back side is almost good, but the front side isn't. So now you're also taking a lot of powder from the back side in order to level it. I don't want to open another bag, so I'm not going to do that now.
Go ahead.
So we're going to do it like this. So again, we go back to service station. And we go up a bit. And then we do again, number of layers, spread one time. Almost finished. As you can see, the surface tension has broken. In the middle and in the end, there it looks really raw. And this is basically because I am spreading thick layers. Normally you only spread 240 microliter, which is not much. So you have a smooth surface. This only happens during the spreading procedure. If you spread a few small normal layers, you will see that it will not affect. Almost finished. Again, number of layers to spread. Oh, it's almost there.
이 여분의 파우더가 있으면 저거를 이제 고트한 다음에 요거 리드를 올려갖고 거기에다가 파우더를 좀 채워 넣으면 금방 이렇게 이니셜라이즈를 할 수 있어요. 그래서 지금 이제 한 포대를 다 써서 넣었기 때문에 그렇게 안 하고 있어. 그래서 지금 이게 리코팅 작업들을 하면서 그 레벨을 잡는 거예요. 평탄화를 시켜주고 있는 겁니다.
You still see a small gap here. Normally I would say fill it up with some extra power that you have left over. I can show you actually how I do it. Where else, please? So now what I do is this. Normally you have extra bucket. Fill the gaps a bit with extra powder. Otherwise we keep spreading and then a lot of powder will be wasted in here. So your print height will be lower if you have less powder to print with. So it's good to fill up the gaps. Now I'm going to do more spreading and let's see how the surface will look like.
Glenn, so I have a question.
Yeah.
In this, the main shaft is located in here.
Yeah.
Can we adjust the height?
Yeah, you can go.
Yeah.
With the
But I worry about that the shaft will be touched.
I'm gonna check that out for you later.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
what you mean.
Okay.
I never do it because I always know to go here first.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Let's check it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it can.
Mhm.
I don't think so. So now it is still not good enough because you only did one spreading and the surface still looks a bit rough. But also what is really important to know is, so if you do, before you everyone came, I compressed the lead with that thing there. So I loaded the powder in and then I compressed it. I do that because what the roller is doing is the roller is moving, of course, the powder to the other bed. But if it's not compressed, the roller will push the powder in this bed down. So that means that the roller will stop with spreading till here because it's still compressing this bed. So make sure to compress it correctly because if you don't do it, you notice that the powder will stop like till here and then you need to do more spreadings. So it's very important to do that correctly. And you can actually notice how I know that I did it correctly right now is you see that the powder is reaching the end on all corners. So the only thing that we need to do now is we need to spread a few times so the surface is homogeneous and the structure is nice and shiny. But if I notice, for example, that if I'm spreading it and I see it's not reaching the end, then I need to keep spreading or I need to add more powder with the scoop. So what I like to do now is I like to spread it 3 times. Because I already know it's reaching the end, the powder, I already know it's almost good. Now I want to smooth layer. There are still some small gaps, but it will correct it, so I'm not too afraid of that. Here, see. Now you see that it's not reaching the end. Because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is good. Let's check. Yes, this is perfect example. Let's check. What's going on here? Why do you think they're missing layers? It's because if we open it up, here, as you can see, it's not completely filled up.
Mm.
So because it's not completely filled up, it's missing here the powder that we need to spread. That's why it's really important also to fill up all the gaps. What I can do now is I can let it continue spreading because it's always spreading more powder than needed to fill up those gaps. And since it's early in the print and since I know that we are printing around here, it is better to add extra powder already to that place. Normally, of course, you have a bucket where you have more powder. You don't need to do it from here.
Yeah.
So now when we spread again 3 times, we will see. Should be better. still looks compressed enough in the corner, this is fine. You don't need to worry about it because it will correct itself in a few layers. So don't worry too much about it. And right now, what we're going to do is we finished the process of the bed. So it's ready to print, but the fluid supply still needs to have a little maintenance. So what do we want to do? We want to clean the printhead. Normally before every print. I already did it yesterday. I can do it again if you want, just to show everyone
Purging.
the cleaning with the wipe.
Yes, please.
So before printing, it's always best to clean the printhead from underneath. It's a bit hard because you don't have a lot of space to reach, but I will show you. So what we need to do is first we need to purge before we might clean the printhead. So purging is the flushing procedure for the nozzles. So the printhead underneath has nozzles, like small holes that will spray the binder on the surface. But the holes can be clogged, the nozzles. So what we want to do is we want to purge first the binder out. So if I click on go to surface station, it's already here. And then I click on purge. What we see?
See.
Purging now.
예, purging. 보세요. 저기 보시면은 저기서 그 잉크젯 헤드에서 저 바인더를 강제로 다 펄징 시킵니다. 그래서 그 노즐이 막힘 없이 노즐이 깨끗해지도록 클리닝하는 작업을 하는 거예요.
So once that is finished, we're gonna wipe. So now you see the yellow wiper is a bit contaminated with the binder. It basically means that it is breaking all the excess powder underneath the nozzle plate, and it opens up the nozzle because of purging. So now the machine should be ready for printing. If you want, I can also clean the printhead or just start printing.
Could you please check the STL image because the prevent for
You need to check the
check the slice image. 제가 지금 슬라이스 이미지를 보여달라고 했어요. 그래서 이게 모델링이 이거 그냥 제가 급조해서 드린 거라서 보통 이게 그 CT 촬영을 하듯이 뭐 이렇게 자르잖아요. 그럼 그 슬라이싱이 제대로 형성이 돼 있는지를 먼저 확인하는 작업이에요. 근데 보통은 이제 3D 프린팅을 좀 하시는 분들은 이 슬라이싱 작업이 잘 됐는지를 다 검증을 하고 그 다음에 프린팅에 들어갑니다. 만약에 그게 잘 안 돼 있으면 어마하게 출력이 되는 거예요. 그래서 이거 한번 체크를 해달라고 얘기를 했던 거고요. 그래서 아까 보시면 아시겠지만 한 200개? 몇 개? 슬라이스 몇 개였지? 뭐 한 200개, 300개 정도 됐던 것 같은데 그 슬라이스 단층 이미지들 다 볼 수 있어요.
지금 저 통해서
뭐 소프트웨어를 통해서 볼 수 있는 거예요. Let me check.
I think it's correct. It's a bit weird to see.
Correct.
Sure, this
Yeah.
and delete this.
Yeah.
These are all because I placed them wrong.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Okay. So now, what we did is we placed the model. We checked the material settings. Yay height, heat height, distance pressure, circulation pressure, that's correct. We prepared it. You can find it back in projects, panels. What we did also is we did the spreading. Surface was good. We purged. Now we're actually ready to do the printing. So right now, print. And we can print. What we see here is we see 138 layers. We see an estimated time. So it's going to give you, it's going to think first, and it's going to give you an estimated time of when the print should be finished. And you actually also are able to see what the machine is doing during the first 8 steps. So now it's getting again spreading, and you can see it is not yet applied because if we go to the slices, you see that actually that the first couple of layers are not really interesting. It's right here. You see almost nothing. It's slowly getting more and more.